Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel, Youth Zone with Sister Aurelia. And like I told you before, this week we are talking about drug and substance use, looking at how it affects young people, especially the youth. And today I want us to discuss it with a different person who is willing to give us a personal experience of how it works and how it affects some people. Hoping that you will learn from this. Please subscribe, like, and share the video for the benefit of the other person that could be benefiting from it. Thank you very much, and let us watch this. So Alex, sorry, I just mentioned your name. It would be good for you to introduce yourself. You tell us who you are, what you do, so that in case somebody wants to contact you, maybe for something, the person will know what he or she is looking for. Tell us something about what do you think happens when somebody is involved into drugs, or if somebody goes into using drugs?
Okay, I'm Alex. I'm a psychologist by profession, although I'm not yet certified, but I'm working my way there. So back to your question about drugs. So drugs have many side effects. We can see from even just looking around, most people who get addicted to especially alcohol and other forms of abusive drugs, it has many challenges upon their lives. Like some can not function fully at work. Others, it might affect their family setting, whereby we find constant quarreling, disagreements with their family members. Also in the academic setting, we can look at the grades dropping. That's normally one very clear indication that a student probably might be using drugs or alcohol, when you see their grades starting to lower. Yeah, there are just so many. There's the physiological changes whereby the hands can start trembling, and also the walking pattern might be distorted, staggering. Also the speech, we can find that they might be having a slurry speech. So there's all these kinds of side effects. Even for the internal organs, we find liver cirrhosis is caused by excessive consumption of alcohol and all that. So there are so many types of drugs that youth are abusing today and even from before. So hopefully we'll get a chance to expand a bit more on them in our next session, and also maybe I'll touch a bit on my personal experience, my challenge with some of these alcohol and drugs as a youth, and what impact they had on myself. Sometimes when we're using these alcohol and drugs, we can see it as we are fitting into society, we're fitting in with our peers. It's the cool thing to do. Like, we're just going out, we're having fun. It's nothing really serious. But normally this just starts out as something innocent, but it spirals out of control into now an addiction, whereby the individual is actually dependent on this substance in order to function. So that is when now it becomes really problematic. So there's quite a difference between the addict and the functional, so to speak, alcoholic. So we'll be talking about all of these concepts when we meet in our next episode.
All right, thank you so much. But before we go, I wish to find out from you, what are the common drugs being used by young people now? If you have some examples, please.
Yes, definitely. So in our local setting here, which is in Nairobi, Kenya, there are so many popular drugs among the youth, especially of today. We can find one of the very popular ones is mogoka. So mogoka is the leaves of the cat plant. So we have cat, which is basically the stems, and then you have the leaves. Once they are collected together, many of them, and then people, they chew them, they take it through chewing, and they normally take it together with maybe chewing gum or peanuts.
Is that what we call mirror? Yeah.
Or I'm differentiating the Mira and the Mogoka. So to differentiate a bit further, the Mira is normally a bit higher in price, and the steam or the high that it gives the user, it's normally a bit more potent than for the Mogoka. But it is the same plant, but what I'm just trying to differentiate for our viewers out there is that for the miraa, it is actually the sticks or the stems of the plant that are chewed, just the stems that have a lot more potency of that chemical that is found within the plant. But for mogoka, it is now the leaves of these stems that is what people chew. So that is almost like in beer. If we talk about beer, we have the premium beer, which is the bottled one and all that. That is the highest quality of the beer. But in the brewery, we still have the leftover and normally the lesser quality of beer, and that's what now comes to be keg. So I'd like keg, or the one where you see they're pumping at it's not in a bottle, they're just pumping for you beer, but it's not of a higher quality as that is in the bottle. So to relate this with the miraa and the mogoka, so we can see the higher quality one is the miraa and the lower quality is the mogoka. So you find that's why this mogoka, it's quite popular among the youth, especially because of the price. It normally ranges from around 50 shillings to 70 shillings in most places. So it's very cheap and affordable for youths, especially since most of them are unemployed. So they find it really easy to purchase and to use. Other common ones are bangi. We have bangi, which is cannabis sativa. So that one is also quite a popular one among the youth, whereby we find even in today's society, even the girls, not only the boys, but even the girls have really started using. Even my personal experience working at the coast, I found that even at the coast, there's a lot more girls using these drugs than boys. Like they're almost the same numbers. And we find that is because of the lifestyle also there. So we'll also be discussing the differences between the different settings. Like here in Nairobi, we have the town setting, and it's a bit much more taboo for girls to be seen out smoking, to be seen out eating mogoka. But what happens when you go to the beach, you actually find a lot of these girls, even grown women in the salon. I personally witnessed they are braiding somebody's hair, but they are even eating miraa. And I could not believe it, because it was such a culture shock as somebody being born and raised in Nairobi, going just there at the coast for work and witnessing all of this. So there it might be because of the lifestyle, it's much more relaxed, much more focused on leisure rather than professional activities of work and all that. So I think also the lifestyle leads to a lot more permissiveness of that behavior.
Okay, thank you so much, Alex. As we are talking, you have heard one of the causes of drug and substance use among the youth, especially those at the coast. And as you can hear, some of them are not because it is a crime or anything, but it is culture, it accepts it, and yet in some of our cultures it doesn't. So thank you so much, Alex. And to my dear viewers, we still have a lot to discuss with him. We are going to have our live video on Saturday, right, in Radio Maria. If you want, you can even tune in and watch us live as we share as he shares his experiences and what goes on among the youth around here, especially in Nairobi. Thank you very much. Do well to subscribe, like, and share the video to anybody it could be of use. Thank you so much, Alex.
Welcome.
Yes.